Hey y'all, you know, when I make these videos, when I play this song for anytime there's a mass shooting or school shooting, I never find really any joy from them. And especially whenever I get critiques about this, either in the comment section or if I'm out playing this song in public. And many times, one critique that I'll get from many individuals who disagree with me or who believe that there isn't really an issue with what's going on or that it's being overblown is that they'll ask me, well, do you know anyone who's been affected by this personally? Do you know anyone who's been in a shooting, or have you lived in a neighborhood or an area where this has happened? And I've been lucky enough so far to say no. But that changed last week when the shooting that happened in New Orleans occurred. And as many of you know, and many people who know me, I lived in New Orleans for a while. I went to school there. I played a lot of gigs there, and it was and still is my favorite city and favorite place I've ever lived, like hands down. And it's just was always such a welcoming and warm place. And when I left there, it was really hard because there were so many people that I loved, so many people I admired there. And so when I heard the news last week about the 10 people being shot on Canal Street right in downtown right after a game, it just really hit me hard because those were areas, and that was a place that I had been multiple times. I mean, more times than I could count. I mean, right in the middle of downtown heart of New Orleans, right between the French Quarter and downtown. And it's not just some random far off place that you have really no connection with, or that I had no connection with. I mean, it was some place that I had been calling home for years. And so it hit me just super hard. And it made me just really realize and remember why it's so important for me to not stay quiet about this issue. I mean, I came into this wanting to remind people and let people not forget that this shit isn't normal. This isn't normal in any other country I ever lived in. This isn't normal in any sort of first world place anywhere in the world. It's only normal here in the US. And for some of y'all know, I moved to Houston recently, and the chief of police just came out yesterday, thankfully, and finally just called out Republicans on their bullshit and just saying, like, look, I am burying one of my officers today because one of the police in Houston got shot just on a regular dealing. And he says, I'm burying one of my officers because y'all don't have the spine to stand up to the NRA and to stand up to gun manufacturers. And it really made me respect him for that, because especially now, like, I know how it feels to have one of these issues or instances happen in a place where people you love are there and nearby. And so for all my New Orleans family, please stay safe out there, because we never know when something like this could happen again. And for everyone else who's watching this video who hasn't been affected by this yet, just please remember, every single time this shit happens on the news, and every single time you might want to choose to ignore it just because, oh, it's America, this is just how things are, this is how they always have been, this is how they always have to be. Just remember that those aren't just random numbers and random just generated names on the TV screen. Those are people who were loved. Those are people who had friends and family. And those are people who wanted to come home that day, but couldn't. Because we live in a country where a lobby has more rights and more value than our own human life and our own friends and family's life. So, this one's for New Orleans, y'all. I grew up around some 6-shooters, 22s, a 30 hot 6, a 300 Magnum bolts, action real slick, a 50 caliber black powder Thompson, and a Winchester model year 1886. We shot them for sport, yeah, we shot them for fun. You learn some respect when you're raised around guns. No skyline shot, safety on, never run, and it never did cross my mind to kill anyone. Well, the Second Amendment was meant word for word, and the NRA's the only voice that I ever heard. A 45 for every man, woman, boy, and girl. That's the way things would work in an ideal world. But these generalizations that made so damn quick, without thinking about those who are violent and sick. Yeah, arming everyone sure would do the trick if the world wasn't full of these trigger-happy pricks. And I never let my soul out of my sight, and I to fly. Well, I kept my head straight and I followed the rules, for the good word of law is society's tools. But the world that they preach ain't the world that I knew when I risked getting shot every day in my school. But I turned a blind eye and forget about it all as I went hunting antelope and deer every fall. But as the shootings got high, the hope it got small, and the brow got low as the tails got tall. And I never let my soul out of my sight. And I've never been one to make angels have to fly away with reason. Say goodbye to days, treason, to expect us all to hold humanity high. And I never let my soul out of my sight. And I've never been one. And I've gotten sick of thoughts and prayers, their lies. 'Cause I've never been one to make angels have to fly.